Hello, everyone. I am Lauren Windsor, your decluttering and organising coach. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of I Know Just the Girl. If you were to tell me that you had any sort of skin problems, quite honestly, but if you were ready to start to take care of yourself a bit better and to enjoy your skin better, and if you complained to me that maybe your skin has seen better days, I would tell you I know just the girl for you. And that girl would be the lovely Deb Parsons here. Deb, well, before I introduce Deb, I do want to just let you all know we've got a few sound issues today. Deb, you may notice, has some noise happening in the background, and we'll get to that in a moment. My whole neighborhood seems to have decided that today is the best day to mow their lawn. And I don't know if you can hear that, but it may or may not come through. Also, the wonderful Debbie is joining us from a property on the outskirts of Canberra and doesn't have the best internet reception. So I'm so privileged that you have agreed to do this, even though that is quite difficult for you. So you will all forgive us if there is a bit of glitching happening, and I hope that you still get something wonderful out of what Deb has to say. So disclaimers aside, I want to introduce you to the lovely Deb Parsons. Deb, goodness me, Deb, you wear so many hats. Deb is an IT consultant, for one. Deb runs, that'll bring me to another point. Deb is a mama of 8 pets, I think. We've got 8, so there's 5 fur babies, I suppose, 3 cats and 2 dogs, and then 3 stunning horses. Absolutely stunning horses. Deb is also a horse enthusiast and a dressage competitor. Quite seriously, too. And of course, as I mentioned, Deb is on a property on just outside Canberra. So she has a property to run as well with her lovely partner, David. Am I right? Yep.
Yes, that's right.
Lovely. So on top of all of that, Deb runs her own business and a team with Rodan Fields. They are an amazing skincare company, but I will let Deb get to that. Deb is passionate about helping women to look their best at any age. So I'll stop screwing up your beautiful intro there, Deb, and let you tell us a little bit more about yourself and why it is you do what you do.
Okay, hi everyone, and hi Lauren, and thank you so much for inviting me to do this. I'm hoping the internet will hold out for this and we won't get too many circuit interruptions. So I'm Deb Parsons. I'm with Rodan Fields, as Lauren said. This is my side gig, hoping to become a permanent gig. Well, it is a permanent gig, but a full-time gig. That's a better way to describe it. And I came about Rodan Fields. I'll give you the quick version of a bit of a long story, but I was starting, so I'm 58, and I was starting to just notice, this was back a few years ago, just noticed that my skin wasn't looking as good as it had done before. I was getting the odd breakout. Of course, I was getting some lines and wrinkles, as we all do, some happy lines around my eyes and my mouth, yeah, a bit of sagging here, and just the normal aging things. And my husband had had to have a little operation. He had a skin cancer on his ear, and cut that off so he didn't look like he only had half an ear. The plastic surgeon was just a day surgery, like about 2 hours, and fixed his ear. You would never know to look at it now. So anyhow, I took him along. I'm sitting in this clinic, plastic surgeons with these beautiful, perfect receptionists, looking at their brochures going, now I could just pop upstairs and get some fillers and some injections and Dave will come out and have a new wife. I decided not to do that. I thought it would be a little bit radical. Nothing wrong with having Botox at all, but I hate injections, and so for me that was last resort. Anyhow, fast forward about a month after that, I heard about this new skincare company coming to Australia. This was in 2017. I jumped on and did a Google, as I love to do, had a look at it and went, it's dermatological skincare created by two doctors of dermatology, science and nature based. A big one for me, not tested on animals. I will not use anything tested on animals. And it was going to be released in Australia. And I thought, sounds interesting. Don't know that I want to build a business, but hey, I would love to try their products. So I did what they call pre-enrolled. Fast forward, September 2017, it was released. Now, luckily, back in June, we managed to get, for anyone who's pre-enrolled, managed to get a skincare regimen to try. Oh my God, fell in love with the products. They were just awesome, transformed my skin. And it was at a time when I was under a lot of stress with work and I was having to travel every week to Melbourne. And I did that for 6 weeks. And in the middle of that time, the products ran out and I went back to my old ones and my skin fell apart. So I was so grateful then. I had to wait till September for the release, but I've used them ever since. Because I got such good results and I've seen so many fantastic results from others, I decided to build a business. And this is, I guess, a retirement plan for me. I could never see myself doing nothing. So eventually when I can give up the day gig, I can do this and I love it. I never thought skincare would be my thing, but the more you find out about it, the more interesting it is. When you see people's results, it just blows me away. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen yourself and a few people in your team or circle or whatever, some results that people have had, and they are just incredible. I'm such a lazy person, as anyone who has paid a lot of attention to my work will know. Everything I do is to try and do less, right? So yeah, I love that, because I think I use the recharge set now, but I've only just started, honestly, in like the last couple of weeks using that full kit. I started with a foundation that I just loved. You know, it's the,
Yes.
I don't even think you guys call it a foundation. It's more a tinted something or other, but I use it like a foundation. And it is the best look that I've ever found in makeup, in real life too, not just with filters. And it feels amazing. Like, it just feels so good. Anyway, I'm not here to sell for you. I wanted to talk to you about what you know, what you can share with us on to start with. But what would you say, just because these are some questions that I'm asking everyone in this series, what would you say is the perception in the skincare industry?
I think one of the big misconceptions is people think the products don't actually work. They're not doing anything. And I think that is true of some skincare. But if you buy good quality, that is the emphasis, good quality skincare, it should be third party trialed and tested. And it does show results. And I know one thing, and there are many good companies out there that have really good skincare ranges that do absolutely make a difference. It's not just someone's genes that they have good skin. Of course, some people are blessed with better skin than others. I've been really lucky not to suffer from acne even through teenage. I had the odd pimple, but not acne. So genes are part of it, but I think that if you're using products that is based in science, but is using nature as well, that has a lot of research into it, and is third-party clinically trialed, the products do work.
Awesome. Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I have gone through times where I'm like, what is even the point in buying anything that, well, anything at all to start with, or anything more than what you can get at the supermarket, the cheap stuff, because what difference could it possibly make? But when you try it, it really does make a difference. And for me, that is like, it is a type of decluttering, because suddenly I don't have to spend as much time doing skin stuff or feel like I'm covering things up. And even just the stress and anxiety of not looking and feeling your best, you know, when you've got it under control, when you know that it's working for you, it's life-changing.
Right. And to feel comfortable, I mean, 2020 has been an interesting year for us all. Oh, it was an interesting year for us all. But I had the confidence to appear on Zooms without makeup on.
Mm-hmm.
So, work or whatever. And look, I wear a Radiant Defense as a foundation, as you mentioned, Lauren. And it's a light coverage. It treats your skin. It's a step in your skincare. And I find that, I can walk outside. I can go to the shops without makeup on. And I never used to feel comfortable doing that. So I think that just it makes it easier for people. You're not doing like 10 layers of stuff to try and cover over any imperfections.
Yeah, just feeling confident in yourself and in your own skin. Like, that's what we're all after, right? And I'm not going to pretend that I'm not wearing makeup today. I think that's pretty obvious, but but I do.
I am too.
Most of the time I don't. Like, I frequently go to see clients. I do some of my lives and stuff without makeup, because honestly, I can't be bothered. But it's nice to know that I'm still showing up as my best self, even if I haven't put on the bright red lippy and all the bits that go with it. So what would you tell a woman, Deb, that is looking to start taking better care of their skin this year?
Okay, I would find do your research and find the products that you want. Work out what it is your skin concern. Are you unfortunately suffering from adult acne, which is happening more and more these days? Do you want fine lines and wrinkles? Do you have sun damage to your skin? Look, is your skin sensitive? Now, that is a huge one. And I think as we age, too, our skin can become more sensitive. Look at what your actual concern is. Do you really have acne when you only get a couple of spots, a couple of times a month? And then use the products that are going to address those factors. Not just, is my skin oily or dry? Look at the real issues of what is making you unhappy when you look in the mirror, if there is anything. And if you're blessed with having lovely skin, still use something. Because from the age of 27 onwards, our skin produces less collagen. And less collagen means that elasticity and suppleness of our skin starts to degrade. So you want to have something. There are also actual collagen drinks you can have now. So oral supplements as well, which also help. But definitely looking after what you have. You've only got one face. So let's look after it and don't skimp on it. And spend that time. Seriously, it's 2 minutes a day. Maybe if you're doing a mask and that a little bit longer, 2 minutes twice a day is not too much. You deserve it.
Yeah, and it's such a simple daily self-care thing. And especially when we all get busy, and like we've said, the year that was, there was a lot of talk about self-care, and there has been for years now. But it doesn't always have to be, a long luxurious bath or some expensive holiday or anything like that. Just your daily self-care makes a big difference to how you present yourself, how you feel, all of the above. Big difference.
Confidence.
Exactly.
Yeah, it gives you that confidence that you can face the world, and you're taking that time for yourself. And it can become a mindfulness exercise. Just it's not difficult. And I know so many women say, "I've never done anything," and I think we owe it to ourselves.
Mm.
So many things to so many people. How about we give ourselves some time as well?
Yeah. Yeah. So simple. And like we said, just makes such a big difference. So I suppose your answer there, what should we do if we're just starting out?
Yeah,
Just figure out what it is that's bothering you, because there's no one size fits all. We can't stand here and say, this is the product that you need right now, and that's it. Like, it's going to be different. And, you know, I've, I couldn't even decide myself. I needed to talk to my consultant to figure out what was for me. And, if it doesn't work, you try something else. But, you know, look for what works
that's
for you.
right.
Do
Yeah.
your research and know that you're dealing with a company that you're happy with. For you said that testing on animals was a big deal breaker one way or the other.
Mm.
So, you know, figure out
I
what is important to
I
you.
wouldn't.
Mm.
Well, I would not be involved with Rodan Fields, as I just said. No matter how good anyone's product is, I do not believe they should be testing on animals, and that that is my philosophy.
Mm.
Everyone has a different attitude. Everyone has a deal breaker,
Yeah.
and a company that does good in the environment. I know Rodan and Fields are starting, as many others, trying to use recycled packaging in their containers, and
Mm.
then recycle. We've now got a recycling program. So those little things, are
Mm.
they a good community
Mm.
provider? Do they have support?
Mm.
Do they support programs outside of just making a lot of money? So
Mm.
yeah.
Absolutely. So that may actually lead us, I don't know, but where do you see clients struggle with clutter?
But I think, and I've been down this path too, so many of us try lots of different skincare things.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone from, I think, in my teens where I bought supermarket brands and 100% organic, natural, through to, as you age, needing a little bit more, where I am now. And you accumulate clutter over that. You get this sample and you get this bit and you just get rid of it all. Just use what makes you comfortable. And that's what I say to people. Look at expiry dates of your lipstick, your mascara, your foundation, your skin products, do they call it sunscreen?
Yeah.
You know, how many products have you had sitting on your shelf for 5 years? It's out of date, toss it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people do that, and they keep it because I might want to try it down the track. No, if you don't use it within the first couple of months of having it, toss it in the bin.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not worth it. Just then have the stuff that you enjoy, that you like, and that will make your bathroom a lot more user friendly.
Yeah. Yeah. Why would you keep something that is not going to be, it's not going to make you feel good? When you find the one that
Yeah.
works for you, get rid of the rest. Yeah. Good. Very, I have seen some bathrooms, so I was not surprised by that answer. I have definitely seen some bathrooms, and it's all potential, right? Like the packet says it's going to do this for me. Some of us, it's not doing it because you haven't used it. And it doesn't matter if it's the most expensive, best product in the world. If you don't use it, it's not going to do anything for you. Don't keep it.
Yeah, it does
When,
not do anything sitting on your shelf. You need to
doesn't
put it on your skin.
exactly. So on that note, Deb, would you consider yourself naturally organized?
Oh dear, that's a good question. Self-confession time here. Um, in my day-to-day job, yes, I have to be very organized because it's stressful, it's pay related, it's you need to be accurate, you need to have things done on time. So day-to-day, yes. My personal life, no. I am totally unorganized. And anyone out there who has horses will probably rate the fact that to the horse. You go into a walk and you go for 5 minutes and 3 hours disappears.
Yeah,
So
you
yeah,
dropped out a smidge there, but
it's
I
an
think
interesting concept.
Sorry, Deb, you dropped out a little bit, but I think the gist there was that in your personal life, you're not as organized as you would like to be, and largely you're blaming the love of horses for that you spend 3 hours instead of 5 minutes. Yeah.
Exactly.
What a beautiful way to spend your time, though. Yeah. So, yeah, I've actually noticed a theme through these interviews. I don't know if anyone else has picked it up, but there are a lot of women, these incredible women that I'm interviewing, that can be very, very organized when somebody else is expecting them to be organized, when there's pressure from outside. But when it's only you, or when it's your home, there's a struggle there, isn't there? That's a very common answer. You should not feel bad about that. Oh, well, I think we're ready to wrap it up. There's always so much to talk about with you, but I do love how you're not about, at this age you need to do this and at this age you need to do this. It's like, just look after what you've got in the way that makes the most sense to you, which is so refreshing.
Yes.
There's no like 12 different products that you must use in this order and this many times a week. It's just, this is what's working for you, so this is what we do. And yeah. Before we wrap up though, do you have a decluttering tip that you'd like to share?
Oh, I sure do. Now, I have been lucky enough to do one of Lauren's courses, and she has taught me so many things, believe me. Just do it. Just get in and start. That is the biggest takeaway I've come with. Even if you've only got 30 minutes, do 30 minutes, do 10 minutes, do 5 minutes, do one item. It doesn't matter. I've been tackling my study, which Lauren has seen the pictures of, which is, after 10 years of living in the same house, has become the junk bedroom, not my office or study. And yeah, 5 minutes, even if I've only got 5 minutes now, every day I'm going in there and doing something. And gradually I am seeing a process, the process takes steps. So just get in and start.
That's so wonderful to hear. You're doing that little chip away thing that we talk about.
Yeah.
Awesome. And I suppose we can snip back a little bit to those bathroom cupboards and counters and stuff. And another little tip, if you don't mind me throwing in there, specifically skincare related. Often we get those new products and we want to try them, but we're also, scared. If they don't work, well, why don't I just go back to the thing that was doing okay enough before, right? So we don't want to throw things out as soon as we get them. That's just, so many people, including myself, have this little, just in case, hold on for this thing. So what I would like to suggest is that for me, I will set a reminder on my phone for maybe, a month's time, that if I'm still enjoying the new product, to throw the old ones out. Another option would be to write a date on the old products. Like, when was the last time you used it? Because I'm trying something new. And then the next time you happen to be like tidying up or decluttering your bathroom, you can see, I haven't, like, we lie to ourselves sometimes. You might say, oh, well, I'll use that again. I only last used it like a month ago or something. If you've got a date written on it and you haven't used it in 6 months, you're probably not going to use it and it's probably off. So
that's very true.
Yeah.
And if you are moving to a new skincare product, use your old moisturizers on your hands.
Yeah.
Use it up that way. Some people don't like to throw away. They say, oh no, I'll use up all of this and I'll come back to you.
Mm-hmm.
Use it on your hands, use it on your body. Moisturizer, it's going to work on your hands as well. So, and always against the back of your hands as well as your face. Yes, it's hard.
Yeah.
Those
It's not just your face that ages, guys. It's everything.
Sadly.
Yeah, but only use them on the rest of you if they're still in date. They do all have a use by. Some of them there's an actual date. Some say it's, from 12 months after the first use and that kind of thing. Yeah. So do keep an eye on those, because it is really important. You don't want to be like, you wouldn't eat off food. Don't put it on your skin.
No.
Yeah, there's another whole discussion, I think, Deb. Oh, well, we will leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me, Deb. If anyone has any questions, do leave comments below the video, wherever you see this on YouTube or Facebook, and either Deb or I will get back in touch with you. And I will also leave links to all of Deb's places to find her, the best way to get hold of Deb and her wonderful products. So thank you so much for joining me, Deb.
Thank you, Lauren. It's been such a fun morning. I've really enjoyed chatting with you. It's great.
I always love seeing you. Okay, thank you, everybody, and I'll see you at the next episode. Thanks, Deb.
Thanks, Lauren. Bye.